Slurpty-derp, my G's. How are we all doing today? My name is Artifact, and this is a bottle of Pepsi which I'm drinking. And today I'm going to do a sound design video regarding your favourite synth of the moment, Phase Plant. And this one is going to be a free preset which you can go ahead and download via the descripzione down below. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. I've been a little bit, trying to get into this synth and make some cool sounds with it. And what I found that was annoying me was I wasn't able to get a great high-end harmonics out of the just the not the unison, out of the voicing, without having to do effects. Because in Vital, I find it really easy in Vital to do get a nice source sound, right at the start with any wavetable. However, there's a sample section here in Phase Plant which is wicked, and I haven't really used it before, and I knew that when I started using it, it would be a game changer because I love resampling sounds, running it through some sine waves and FMing it and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so today I've made a burning piano bass, which is probably my favourite that I've made so far in Phase Plant, and to celebrate, I'm giving it away to you guys. I wouldn't like to give you guys something half-assed. I think this is probably the best one I've made so far. So have it, enjoy it, and let's have a little listen and continue with our little journey into this synth.
The Parables of Phase Plant.
So there's a little preview of the sound that I've made, and let's go ahead and sort of reverse engineer it. But before we do that, just make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel that you do, because we don't just do music on here. We also talk about baked beans and how you can save money during the energy crisis. What you have to do is you get the cheapest baked beans that you can buy, and you get a bottle of ketchup, which I don't have here, but imagine there's a bottle of ketchup. And you squeeze the ketchup in to the cheap baked beans, and it basically tastes like Heinz baked beans at that point. So that's a little energy saving tip for you this winter. Let's get into Phase Plant.
Listen.
Thank you guys for commenting in the last video. I've already taken some of your comments on board and begun to implement them in the sound. One of the comments was you can, group things together nice and easily with, oscillators, wavetables, white noise generators, whatever. And so for this first group here, I've actually got my white noise here first, and then I've got my sample section, and they're together as one. But the problem I thought I would have would be that the white noise, I wouldn't be able to filter it separately from the sample, but I was able to. I was able to just put the white noise first in the chain, then apply a high pass filter, so we just got the high pass white noise, and then jump over to my sample, and then that's still got all the frequencies left in when it goes finally down to the bottom. So that's very exciting, isn't it? Down to the bottom. That's very exciting, isn't it? Yes. So I wanted to resample something, and I chose this beautiful sound, which is the electric grand piano here. And you can hear that. You can hear my noise coming in. So I've got the noise and the piano playing together. And what I've done is I've set it to loop mode, and I've got a little loop, so it's just the start of the sample here, and this is repeating. And this is actually going to the beat of my drums, so to speak. Roughly, I've kind of timed it roughly by using the length mode here. I always, when it comes to the length of things, I think more is always better, Unless it's too long, in which case it can be quite painful, to your ears. Alright. So the length I got that kind of just roughly right. And what was magic though was when I FM this then into a sine wave. So I've got a analog oscillator here with a sine wave on. It's dutty like your nan's carpet on a Thursday evening at about 6:30 p.m. after she's had a nice little go on Tinder, isn't it? No disrespect to you, and no disrespect to Tinder. I think they're both good things. Anyway, what we're doing, making music. Right. Yeah, so sine wave here. It's being, I've tracked this sample here. It's the output is going to the phase here. So we got the phase on there. And I'm going to modulate this phase by adding in an LFO down here. And the rhythm and speed of this LFO is separate, as you can hear. It's a separate speed to the kind of the speed that the piano is going at. So we've got a little counter rhythm thing happening, haven't we? Doom 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 doom. So that's cool to have those, a sort of counter rhythm, sort of two, main rhythms going on in the same bass loop. It works all perfectly around E, which is where I'm playing it. Around E at 172, probably, yeah. And then as you start to go up the keyboard, though, that FM is still going to be the same, but the piano is pitching up, so the speed of the loop is going to be faster, But I quite liked that effect. So when I have this little part that goes up, right at the end, the piano will go dun dun dun. It sort of goes out of time a little bit. So it depends how you're composing your song, really. But in this case, I like that little part that sort of on purposely goes out of time at the end. That's very exciting to me. So yeah, the next thing that I did then was we got like a few little modulations on the sync mode. It helps it get a little bit more aggressive. This is unison detuned, this guy down here. So I've kind of adjusted that a bit to give it a nice bit of stereo flavor. So we've got the noise, we've got the sample, we've got the sine wave. That's pretty much the main part down here then. So let's move over to the effects. So I've got a bunch of effects running, and they're mostly actually affecting the sample and the white noise. Because I started by sending in, the sine wave, the juicy, beefy, subby, FM sine wave, with the piano and the white noise. I started by sending it all through the effects, but then as I started to lose a bit of the power of the sub, so I just, in the end, I switched the sub, kind of the low bassy oscillator to go straight to lane 3. So all these first lane 1 and 2 are just really affecting the sample. So let's run through those quickly though. A nice bit of distortion, and it's pumping on the mix here on the LFO. Just one LFO to control everything. Pumping that distortion on there. A little bit of chorus that's sort of coming off on the mix as well via the LFO. You can tell I like to, automate the mix of effects using my sort of main LFO. Then again with the convolver, just adding in a bit more sort of natural sort of reverb to the sound. And then I really like this 3-band EQ, and I'm just giving a little mid boost as well. And this is a part in the sound where I thought I had to boost the mid range, but I thought, why not do it with the LFO so it it gets even more dynamic. So that's all sounding pretty nice. Then it goes over to lane 2, and the lane 2 is actually pumping the volume as well. So this overall sort of sample that I've got here with the noise, that's pumping up and down a little bit. On a volume automation. And then I've got these two filters here, the non-linear filters on some different modes, the metallic mode driven all the way up. That's where it starts to get really nice, And it was at this point when I had my sine wave running through it, because I'm sort of taking out a lot of this low end here, that was sort of destroying the bass for my sine wave. So, I'm kind of taking out a bit of the low end and really messing with the mid-range and the high end in this kind of lead part to the sound, and my sine wave underneath is going to be, skipping this part of the processing. I've got one more. It's a sort of low pass on the biased mode, just messing around with the different modes. Yeah, so that's really cool. So let's run through the last lane then. So now, this sort of lead goes over to lane 3 and it joins with the sine wave again. So now we're sort of processing the whole group together. And so here it's going to be, mostly sort of more subtle effects. So a little bit of distortion here. Might bring that off a little bit. Bit of ring mod to add in a bit of bandpass noise and mix that in a little bit. Just filling out the rest of that high end. Bit of Faturator mixed in a slight amount on the drive. Well, the drive is up, but the mix is quite low. Then I've got the comb filter mixing in a little bit. It's sort of adding these resonant frequencies. I kind of pitched it by ear to where I thought it sounded cool, and then mixed it down again. Just to add a bit of extra complex sort of harmonics again. Then I've got the convolver one more time, and I love this one, the Spectro Gain, if I will turn this up. A little bit metallic, but the choppiness and the movement on it is really cool. So I wanted to mix that in a little bit. Then I got another comb filter. Again, I picked out another little spot that I liked here. Mix that in a bit. Beautiful fish. And then a slice EQ at the end, just boosting the low mids. There you have it. And so this is the note gate. And I'm not entirely sure what it does, but I tracked the note gate to the length of the sample. And then I've adjusted it here on this dial here. So if you see, the macro's turned on. The macro is controlling this effect, So what we're doing is we're playing with the length via the note gate. And the macro is turning it on and off, So when it's on, and we'll adjust the note gate here. It's essentially like we're sort of changing the length of the piano, so it plays on a little bit of a different rhythm. But I had it around sort of 33% here, or was it about 30, perhaps? Yeah, so it's got this kind of the timing is shifted a bit, but it's got a bit of a slower groove, and it's almost a little bit offbeat and out of time, but it sounds wicked with the drums as well. It's like you kind of hear that piano push like slightly after the main downbeat with the bass, so that's got a nice little really nice little articulation there. So yeah, you're welcome. Download it, enjoy it. Yeah, so that's the burning piano, and with post-processing and all that, I haven't really done a lot. I've just literally put on an LFO tool. That's pretty much it. It's pretty heavily designed in phase plants. There's not a lot more you could probably there is more you could do with it, but I mean I've already maxed out the volume as much as I possibly could. But yeah, really happy with this one. Hope you guys enjoy it, and if you want to support me, support the channel, jump down below, jump into my Discord. I've got some absolutely wicked guys in there who are always up for a chat about music, inspire each other a little bit. You can check out my other preset packs for Vital. You can hit me up for one-on-one mentorship as well. Always down to teach new people. And yeah, lastly, I've got a new release coming out on Friday called Helpless. And there's a premiere link already on my channel. So go and leave a comment and a like and say it's amazing, even though you haven't heard it yet. That's it. That's very important. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please don't do anything I wouldn't, for goodness sake.
Too great.